Hello, today we've got Claudia Rivera, who's a coach helping parents think into results who have developmental delays with tools she has to support what they are going through. Welcome, Claudia. One of the reasons why we're going to have this conversation is because you help your daughters with essential oils. And you're quite a sort of an expert at it. You know, you found it very effective, and you really do help your children to come through and feel in control of how they feel. So I'd like to just have a conversation with you about some of the oils that you use. One of them we talked about was frankincense. Do you want to just tell us how you use frankincense?
Yes. My daughters were diagnosed with a condition called Fragile X syndrome, which is a form of autism. And one of the struggles that I had, especially with my daughter Logan, she was very aggressive, like biting me, kicking me, scratching me. And it felt that every single day things were getting worse instead of better. And so the pediatrician had recommended steroids. She's like, if you don't put your daughter on steroids, she's going to kill you. And that was something that I couldn't accept. So one of the things that I started doing was diffusing frankincense. And with, excuse me 1 second. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. Thank you, love. I'm sorry about that. That was my little one.
Yeah. So I think Chris could, if he could cut that.
Yes. Excuse me. Taylor, my love. All right, so I started using frankincense, and one of the things that I started doing was diffusing. But before I started diffusing, I held up the frankincense essential oil up to my daughter's nose. And I noticed that as soon as I did that, she kind of gravitated, put her nose, and I noticed her becoming more calm. So as I diffused the frankincense at night, I also applied some at the bottom of her feet after she bathed. Or sometimes the other thing I did was apply a drop on her pillow or on her hair, like during the day. I would just put a little bit of frankincense, rub my hands, rub it on her hair. So when she was out in public, she wasn't so hyper. She wasn't so angry or anxiety. It was like she was calm. And when I spoke to her, she was peaceful, like, okay, we'll do this. So that has been a huge factor. Taylor, oh, my love. Taylor, okay, here, how about we pick something else? No. Taylor, okay. But my love, I don't know which one. Here, show me which one you want. Here. Okay, which one do you want? Show me which one. Which one? Those are it. Which one? Which one, Taylor? There's no more. All right, so my daughters were diagnosed with a condition called Fragile X syndrome, which is a form of autism. And basically, the doctor said to me she was going to have behavior meltdowns, very limited speech, and she needed to be on steroids. Her autism was so aggressive and out of control that she was pulling my hair, kicking me, biting me. And one of the things the specialist said to me is, if you don't give your daughter the steroids, she's going to kill you. And at that point, I froze. I didn't know what to do, and gratefully, I do came across someone with DoTerra, and I used frankincense, which was life changing. I diffused it every night, and then I also applied some at the bottom of her feet after bedtime. And then one of the other things I did, sometimes I would apply it to her pillow before bedtime, or when we were out in public, I would grab some frankincense on my hands, just rub it, put it on her hair. So that way, when she was out and about, she could smell it. She wasn't so hyperactive, or she was calm. That anxiety and everything just seemed to be at a much lower level. And I noticed that the more I used frankincense, the better she got. And even when she was in school, she was able to focus more, which was a huge factor, because a lot of times she was like, oh, what are they doing? Like, she couldn't stay still. And frankincense was truly life-changing.
So does she take frankincense to school then, Claudia?
She does not now. She doesn't need to. But
Okay.
occasionally, I'll occasionally diffuse frankincense once a week. Only a lot of it had to do with her, what she was eating. So if she ate processed foods or stuff with gluten, it really made a huge difference. Wasn't she wasn't calm or being able to focus on what she needed.
Yeah, hold on, sorry.
I'm coming.
You're going. Well,
I,
Claudia, you talk about Digesten as well, that has really been helpful for your family. Can you just give us a few ideas on how you're using that oil?
yes. When my daughter was going into a public school, one of the issues we had, the school was providing meals, breakfast, and she was coming home with a tummy ache. And every single time I would tell her, Logan, you can't choose the powdered donuts, those that come in a pack of 6, or she would come with Frosted Flakes or Pop-Tarts, and it was just continuous junk food. And I didn't want to give her Pepto-Bismol. So one of the things I used was Digestin. It was truly life-changing. We had the roll-on, and she just applied it on her tummy.
Mhm.
And say on those days where it was really aggressive, like she needed a little extra strength, we would apply some at the bottom of her feet. And sure enough, in like maybe not even 5 minutes, she had to use the restroom. Everything came out and she was fine. So that was
Wow.
truly a lifesaver.
Wow, that's very effective, you could say, eh?
Yes.
Okay, that's an excellent testimonial about that. And then you using Deep Blue, which obviously we don't ingest Deep Blue because of the wintergreen in it. But tell me how you're using Deep Blue.
Yes, with Deep Blue, my daughter Logan is very tall, just like my husband. So one of the things she's been experiencing a lot are growing pains. So usually it's either her feet or her legs at night that are hurting. So after bedtime, I do rub a little bit of Deep Blue on her legs and her feet. Perfectly, passes out immediately, puts her down, and then she wakes up the next morning happy, saying, Mommy, the Deep Blue helped. So she constantly comes to me whenever she's in pain. She knows she'll pick out her essential oil and say, Mommy, here, I need this. So, yeah.
Oh, so you're getting them really used to actually using oils, and also they know and feel that the oils are working. That's great, isn't it?
Yes, and the best part is when she goes to school and recommends the essential oils to her teachers.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. So how about lavender? Does you use that for sleep, or tell me how you use lavender?
One of the things that really helped, especially when I have a 5-year-old, but when she was smaller, she was teething a lot. And I had a hard time putting her down for sleep. So one of the things I did was I grabbed the roll-on lavender and I kind of gently put it on her gums, with my finger. And I found that that was rather soothing for her. Or sometimes I would apply it to, how they have the chewing toys when they're teething.
Huh?
I put a little bit of lavender on there so she could just chew on it. And I found that provides soothing relief. Instead of giving her over-the-counter medication, I applied the lavender, or I would diffuse it at night when she was just fussy. No problem. Like I said, either diffuse it, I got her pajamas or her favorite blanket or teddy bear,
Yeah.
and she would hug that and calm down. She slept right through the night.
How nice. That's a lovely idea to put it on the blanket and the toy. That's gorgeous.
Yes, it really helps.
Yeah, actually, I might take that idea maybe. Okay, so lemon, we love using lemon, don't we? It's not the juice of the lemon, it's the rind of the lemon, because it's a detox. And I think that you use lemon, don't you? And the children do. So just tell us about that.
With lemon, I use it two ways. Well, one way that I love to use is sometimes, like, say, if I make guacamole, I'll get a toothpick and just stick it in my essential oil and then mix it. And I love doing it that way, when I'm cooking. The other way I've used it with my daughters is, sometimes if we go to the pool, and in the pool, there's a lot of chlorine. And our skin, which is the largest organ in our body, absorbs all that chlorine. So what we do is we grab a glass, like really a huge, I don't use a small, like 8 ounce, I grab a bigger one. And I put just one drop of lemon, and I drink some of that, and I share that with my daughters to help the chlorine detoxify, all that chlorine that we have absorbed while we were in the pool. And it's been leaving our skin, smoother. You can really tell the difference, because sometimes, when you get out of the pool, your fingers are really wrinkly. And I noticed that after we drink the lemon water, our skin is no longer wrinkly. Like, you could really feel the difference. So I love doing that during the
Okay.
summer.
Okay, that's good. Do you use that every day or just when you go to the pool?
I try to do it at least once a week, that I incorporate drinking lemon water, because sometimes the girls get tired of drinking just water. So just to give it a little bit of flavor, I'll do a
Yeah,
drop of lemon water.
too right. Because one drop is definitely enough, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great, great. And then what we've got, you were talking to me, I think, previously about On Guard, and how you have problem with the gnats, or they love the children. And what do you do with that?
Well, there's two things I've used, especially at the start of the year. You know how usually, like, or at least here where I live, kids start school in the fall. So one of the things I try to make as a habit is to apply On Guard on the bottom of their feet to kind of protect them from all the germs and everything that they go through in school. And in the summer, one of the things I do use a lot is I've gotten bitten a lot by mosquitoes. And with me, I don't know if I'm allergic to mosquitoes, but they get really big and they hurt. So I've been using the roll-on and just gently putting it on top of the mosquito bite. And literally from one day to the next, there's a huge difference in the swelling. It's gone down and it doesn't itch, because a lot of times that's one of the things that we want to do, just scratch, scratch, scratch.
Yes.
But it's been very soothing and I love it. Super
Well,
simple.
that is so excellent. That would be so handy for so many, especially here or wherever people do barbecues and things like that. They could, well, I mean, as a result of.
Yes.
So I think we've covered quite a few oils now, haven't we? Mostly, I think you use things like for everyday oils that really cover the medicine cabinet, where we might go to the high street or, to buy the chemical based. And instead, we're using the essential oils, which is just as effective, but it's pure, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The quality, yes, is exceptional. And it's been, like I said, it's been very effective with our daughters and our family. and we've got no allergic reactions to it.
No, that's wonderful. What a testimonial, Claudia. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your time.
No worries. Thank you.